Hello, and welcome to another episode of First, the show where I, Marcus Nez, gives you my first impressions on a game. And this here episode is all about Vengeful Heart, a visual novel that is the worst example of what visual novels can be and should never be. And I don't want to waste too much of your time. If you've watched a lot of my content or paid attention to me for any amount of time, you know I'm not the biggest fan of the visual novel genre. There are exceptions, and those are games that either have a significant gameplay element or do some really interesting stuff like Doki Doki Literature Club and whatnot. But I am not a fan of the majority of them because I think they don't really utilize the medium of video games. Too often I look at a visual novel, I play one, and I question immediately, why is this a visual novel? Why is this a video game and not just a novel? I know why it is, because it's a lot easier to sell something of this ilk on a smaller scale than putting something out on the Kindle store or whatever and expecting people to buy it and whatnot. But even still, I get nothing out of these types of games. And Vengeful Heart is the worst because not only is there no gameplay of any kind, you're not doing a minigame at any point, there are no decisions, at least early on. And from what I've read and gathered, there's only one decision you make very late in the game, and that's it. So it really just is a visual novel. However, the visuals aren't even all that great or varied or doing much of anything. This is one of the biggest... I'm trying to think of another visual novel that is as bad as Vengeful Heart in being the epitome of the question, why is this a visual novel? The visuals linger on the same scene for minutes upon minutes upon minutes where nothing is happening. You're not even seeing lips move. There's no lip syncing or anything when characters are talking. It is just, okay, they gotta blink every now and again, and you're seeing the same fucking basic background with the window opening up to different environments, and you're just sitting there wondering, what the fuck is the point of all this? And if you want to know what the story is about, I don't know. There's the rich, the poor, the middle class that makes up the majority of people. I think you're in the middle class, and probably there's some shit about classism and crap like that in this game, and that's what it's all about. I don't care, because I want something that takes advantage of being a video game. The biggest problem with Vengeful Heart is that when you take away any choice, you take away the minimal thing you could do in a visual novel is give the player choices every now and again to steer the story in various directions, make it a replayable experience, make it feel like your own experience to some extent, or that you had some involvement in it. It's just... this fucking... Why am I reading this? Reading a story, reading text on a screen, a large screen, is not my preferred way, the way I like to intake stories, to consume written stories. Just give me it in book form. Again, I know why they don't do that, but if you're not even going to give me varied images, if you are constantly going to tell me instead of showing me in a medium that is video form, it's the video games. Video is part of the fucking name of the medium. It's not just games, they're video games. You've got video. Use it. God damn it. And I just had I actually had a great time playing it because I was streaming it, and after about 10-15 minutes, I quickly realized what I was in store for, and for the rest of the hour plus-ish that I played it, because I played it for about an hour and a half. Played it is generous. What I ended up doing was I put it on auto and I just let it play in the background while I carried on a conversation with one of my chatters, and it was a really good time. Conan, I like chatting with you, as you know, and I enjoyed chatting with you while Vengeful Heart played itself in the background. It was a good time. Maybe actually in some ways one of the best experiences I've had with a visual novel, but not because the game was enjoyable, but just because of the situation in which I played it. So that's it. I can't really say much about the game because it's not a game. You don't have choices to make. You don't have any type of mini games to play. It is just story, 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 and not a particularly well-written or interesting story. And it, more often than not, is telling you what's happening instead of ever showing you, which is the most frustrating thing about it. If you can't even do that, you can't fucking show me these actions. You're just telling me I'm seeing a fucking... It's right from the beginning of the game. It starts off and you just see this fucking wall and this window. It's a futuristic, it's a very, very industrial looking window crap, blah, blah, blah. And the window is shuttered closed. And then the text is just going and going and going and talking about you starting your day or whatever, waking up, getting ready. And you're not seeing any of that. You're just seeing this fucking wall. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, game? Why is this a video game? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. But just remember this. It may be too late for you in the comments, but this is just my personal opinion on the visual novel genre. That's it. It doesn't mean you have to feel the same way about visual novels. If you love visual novels, that's fine. That's great. I'm not saying you can't like them. I'm saying for me, this is not what I want from these types of games. And I don't really want these games. They're that. We're done. That's it, right? I just don't want these types of games. Except there are cases where developers, creators, human beings, designers, they make amazing, incredible, memorable, some of the best experiences I've had in video games. Not to go back to it, but Doki Doki Literature Club is one of the best experiences I've ever had with a video game. It is incredible because it takes the medium of video games and the genre of visual novels and uses both to their best. It's just, oh God, why can't everything just be Doki Doki? But I don't know, man. Fuck. Anywho, that'll do it for this episode of First. Once again, just remember, please, for the love of God, before you comment and talk about how stupid I am, how wrong I am, how bad, blah, 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 my opinion is, remember, just an opinion has no effect on your opinion. It is not me saying my opinion is right and that everyone has to agree with my opinion. It is just me putting my fucking thoughts out there. So just calm the fuck down, all right, people? I want to get ahead of that. Anyway, again, this is it for First. Once again, I'm Marcus Nez. Y'all can find me on Twitter and pretty much everywhere at PX Sausage. If you'd like to see me streaming games, usually not like this one. This is a rare instance. I don't stream visual novels often, and I don't, even when I do, just let them go on auto and ignore them the whole time. But if you'd like to see me streaming games in general and whatnot, you can do so right here on the YouTubes and Twitch and Facebook. That is twitch.tv/pxsausage. Facebook, whatever, I don't know, Facebook, look for the Pixelated Sausage group, fucking fan page, whatever it is. I don't know what it's Facebook. Who cares? You want to do it that way, you can go right ahead though. And then of course here on the YouTubes, which you already know about, unless you're listening to the audio version. That is youtube.com/pixelated sausage. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that jazz. Speaking of Pixelated Sausage, if you put a dot and a com after that, what do you got? What do you got? You have my website. You go there, you get more stuff like this as well as the art I make. And if you see some art you like, you can purchase a print of the piece you fancy. And if you fancy the site in general and anything that I do, please go over to patreon.com/pxs and support me that way. As always, thank you for watching or listening. I hope you enjoyed this here episode. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really much of anything. Just me fucking shitting on the visual novel genre and just, I don't like being mean, but I was pretty mean, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vengeful Heart, but you filled me with vengeance and I had to let it out on you. But I'm also not sorry, because why are you a video game? You did this. This is your fault. You started it, and I fucking finished it. Just like I'm finishing this episode right now. Again, thank you for watching or listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you have fun the rest of your day. Bye!